No, that's happened many times. Speaking of which, here's something that we only have 75 of. It's the 2018.
Nope, that was the skull coin. We have a few more than that.
Oh, good. Okay, 2018 MS70 ANACS first day of issue, and that is the $5 Canada Maple Leaf coin at $99.95. Oh, not a lot more though.
Well, this is one of those things.
Yeah, not a lot more than that.
We're just bringing this on. Today's our initial presentation.
I've never seen that before.
We had a 30th anniversary Canadian Maple Leaf last show that I had. Limited edition of 300. It's sold out in a single airing. As you said, people go to HSN. We're already down to 243.
Yeah.
There's only 300 of these in existence, 100% exclusive to us here at HSN. So what we've got here is this is the 30th anniversary of the Canadian Maple Leaf. Okay, so 2016 was the 30th anniversary of the American Silver Eagle. It was a big deal. Those coins sell for pretty significant premiums. This is the 30th anniversary of the Canadian Maple Leaf. The Canadian Maple Leaf has done some amazing things. So you look at this right here, check this out. It almost looks like a fingerprint in there. That is anti-counterfeiting technology. So it technically is a minting fingerprint because people are worried about counterfeiting coins that you're going to have here. So not only is this certified Mint State 70, it makes it even more difficult when you have that kind of anti-counterfeiting fingerprint technology there. But here's the big deal. This is a special limited edition, which is why 71 of these have already sold, which is what they call the Privy Seal. See this? So you have the regular Canadian Maple Leaf, but now you have the Privy Seal Maple Leaf. So they've stamped it with another maple leaf underneath that to give it a subset. But then, in that, they have what's called an Incused maple leaf that's stamped in the middle of the little maple leaf. Incused means it's stamped into the coin. It's extraordinarily difficult to do that.
Interesting.
It's extraordinarily difficult to do the Incused design in any coin. As a matter of fact, the United States government, I think, has 3 different designs of Incused coins that they were able to have, because it expands the collar of the coin when you're striking the coin. It expands the planchet. Very, very difficult to do.
So is it like a 3D look, or what is it exactly?
Well, no, it just is printed into the coin instead of standing, instead of standing out. We have only 300 of these, okay? We have only 300 of these. The United States government doesn't do privy marks. I wish they would, because it allows the Royal Canadian Mint to do a special subset of the regular Canadian Maple Leaf. And they do that by this Privy Seal. So the regular Maple Leaf without this, we would sell for $99.95, which we did when it was released in 2018. For me to sell the limited edition Incused design for the same exact price. Now, here's the problem. I had several thousand, I believe, of the regular Maple Leaf. We sell 18,000 the American Silver Eagle. In the special Incused, I have 300 and 300 only.
Not anymore.
In the limited, yeah, we're down to like 200. They got almost that many people on the phone with this. And as you can see, only about a minute and a half or so to go right here. So there you have 30th anniversary of the Canadian Silver Maple Leaf that you see up there, 1988 to 2018. Certified perfect, certified first day of issue, 300 individually numbered coins to ensure its place within the limited edition. But the key here is the Incused maple leaf design that goes in that. The Incused maple leaf design. So that makes this a rarer, more collectible, more desirable subset of the Canadian Maple Leaf. That you're going to have, of course, 1 ounce pure silver. And by the by, even at $99, even with the special subset, even with all the special stuff, we're still going to give you the Red Oak presentation box.
And by the way, for anybody out there watching who's brand new to coins, 70 is the top. I always thought, oh, it's on a scale from 1 to 10 or 1 to 100, but for some reason, I know Mike, of course, might know knows the answer to all of this, but if you're new, 70, you can't get better than 70.
We can thank Dr. Sheldon for that.
Okay, you knew the story.
That's right. It was a guy whose entire life was American large cents. He started grading them way back in the days, and he decided on a 70-point scale, and we all adopted it. Somebody already did the work. Why would we do it again? Yeah, why reinvent the wheel?
I just wanted everybody to know 70 is the top. You can't do any better than 70.
There's no 71 or 70.1. And understand what is the difference. So if you take a look at a 1986 first year, well, let's say a 1988 first year of issue Maple Leaf.
Right.
Mint State 69, that's about a $99 coin, but Mint State 70, that's about a $600 or $700 coin.
Right, so it's a big, it can be a big leap.
It's a big leap once you get from the Mint State 69 to the Mint State 70. That perfect grade is significant, amazingly significant in terms of collectability, desirability, and value. As a matter of fact, in this coin, there are only 300 of them in the Annex first day of issue in the world with the Incused
that are
design.
perfect. There might be more, but they're not perfect.
Right, or certified.
Or certified, yeah.
Or certified. And like
deal.
I said, with everybody on the phone, I got maybe 4 dozen.
Okay, yeah, wow.
That's assuming everybody's just buying one.
And you know, a lot of times people do buy multiple sets.
How many kids do you have? How many grandkids do you have? How many nieces do you have? How many nephews do you have? All of that.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to be right back after this quick message with more